Today is Tuesday and I am on my own today. The husband is flying back from New York early this afternoon. So I thought, while I had the day, I would do a little day in the life because it's been some time since I've done a vlog like that. It is about 7:15 right now and I'm just getting ready to go for a walk. I have been trying to get back on the wake up at 4:30, go to the gym, get that out of the way very early bandwagon. However, last night, if you saw my previous vlog, you'll know that we are painting house. And last night I got a little carried away because we also decided to redo the half bath downstairs, and a 6 p.m. painting project took me till shortly after midnight. So I'm a little tired this morning, but the bathroom looks great. I'll show you later this afternoon because I do have to keep doing some work in there. But I'm gonna get a walk in, just get some fresh air, get some steps in, and then we can get on with the day. Are you gonna come with me? What do you think? We are home and showered. What a difference makeup can make. I'm just gonna make a light breakfast, just some eggs and some quinoa and coffee. I got a new coffee maker, which is very exciting. Sigmund's trying to show it to you. Oh. We got a very late wedding present from someone sent to us, and it was a Williams-Sonoma gift card. So I have had my eye on this Espresso maker. And with that gift card, I was like, you know, I think it's time to finally pull the trigger. So now I have my barista within can come out and make delicious espresso beverages. Let me show you. It really looks a lot fancier than it is. I just have the beans up here, and then you can select either 1 or 2 shots to grind. It does have the, I don't know what this is called. There's gotta be some kind of fancy term for it, I'm sure, which I am not yet informed on. I have these 2 little shot glasses that were actually a freebie with my Espresso machine at one point, and I just use those to catch the shots. And then usually I just have an Americano, but in the afternoon if I have another coffee, it does have the steaming wand, and it came with the pitcher. And then on Amazon I found one of these thermometers because it's very important you do not burn your milk. So let's see if I can get to focus. You want to hit for the green. Whoop. Okay, well, you get the idea. You want to hit for the green with dairy milk, but honestly, if you're using a plant-based milk that has a little bit more sugar in it, you want to go slightly below the green, more around the 120, 130 mark. So good. The beans that I'm using right now are the Starbucks Green Apron blend, and it's a blonde roast, which is what I usually go for. I like it lighter because I just find that the darker stuff doesn't really work for me. And I looked it up once when I was a barista at Starbucks, and many moons ago, and they said that the more they roast the beans, the darker they get. So the darker roasts actually have less caffeine. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but it sounds correct. But it's a very good coffee if you're looking for beans to grind. I don't know if they have it in ground, but I bought it at the store. I didn't buy it at like a Target or Kroger or anything. As you saw this morning, I started taking the seed probiotic, and I like it, but it takes some getting used to. And I don't know if I've shared this before or not, but I've not been on seed very long, and the reason is because it's a very high probiotic dosage. It's like 50 billion CFU, I think, and most are like anywhere from 10 to 25. So it's a very strong probiotic, and the first time I ever took it, I got violently ill and was up all night, because it's very powerful. It definitely packs a punch. So when you first start taking it, they recommend you take 1 each morning for 3 days, and then after that you can up it to 2 capsules. And I took 2 this morning for the first time. I had dropped it back down to 1 because I've kind of been figuring out my morning supplement routine. And I dropped it back to 1, and this morning I took 2, and at the end of my walk I was starting to get like nausea. I need to find a garbage can. I didn't, but I started to get that feeling of like I might throw up. So just a word of warning if you use seed, because I do think they're great. I think the probiotic strains that are in here are really solid. It's just that high CFU content that makes me probably someone who's just going to take 1 going forward. I've taken to using bone broth to make my quinoa instead of just water. And so as it cooks, it'll run out of liquid, and I'll add a little bit more, and I'll do that a few times until it's fully done cooking, just so that it gets very fluffy, but this makes it taste much better. All right, and there we have kind of a makeshift breakfast bowl. I didn't have any veg, but I had some leftover caprese salad that we had yesterday, so I think that's gonna be breakfast. Oh, and of course, can't forget the everything but the bagel seasoning, because we put that on everything. I'm gonna leave you there for a little while because I have an email focus block I need to get done, and this is basically where I'm going to be sitting for the next many hours. It's about 4 hours later, and I'm finally emerging from the office. I haven't even put my dish in the dishwasher yet. But I always try to do something productive on my lunch break, and today that was going to be one of 3 things. I have to touch up the paint that I did last night in the bathroom. I have to skim the pool, and then I have a 3-hour lecture this week that I have to watch and take notes on for my pathophysiology class. So I'm thinking we're gonna start with the bathroom, then we're gonna go do the leaves, and then I have a feeling the lecture is not gonna happen because I only like to take like 45 minutes or an hour or so for lunch. I don't like to be away from the emails for too long. Yeah, that might need to happen tonight. I am excited to show you the bathroom though, because like I said, I was up very late last night working on it. Oh, hello. What are you doing? Anyway, I've had to keep the door closed because I didn't want anything happening with the kitties in the new black bathroom. But I think it turned out okay. I didn't do fabulously along the border with the ceiling. But the color itself turned out really nice, and I had to do 2 coats so far to get it. Gosh, I did a terrible job up there. To get it this black. Like you can see, there's a few areas that need to be touched up. So that is the plan for lunchtime. So that is first on the lunchtime to-do list. And then the pool. We have so many trees that give off leaves around our pool, and the hard thing is that none of them are actually in our yard. They're all in our neighbors' yards, which encircle our yard. So we have to skim like crazy, and we do have a cover coming this year. We had to get our pool measured because it's going to be an in-ground, like anchored cover. But manufacturing of it took longer than expected because it is that busy time of year that everyone, I guess, is doing this. So we just have massive amounts of leaves that constantly need to be skimmed out of the pool. And I'm really hoping that they come to install the cover sooner rather than later. This is the current situation outside. And it doesn't look like very many, but I guarantee you all of these will take me about at least 25 minutes to skim. And then one wind will blow, and all of the leaves on the concrete will then be in the pool. Listen, I know. First world problems are still problems. were mostly touched up. I'm gonna leave the ceiling crease alone because I don't want to mess anything up even worse than it already is. I did have to take off this monstrosity of a light fixture. This was over the top of these, and I don't know, I kind of like, see if it'll focus so you can actually see what I'm looking at. I kind of like the idea of just leaving the naked bulbs, but I had to take a bunch of screws out to get that top part off. And I don't know if without these that can stay on the wall or what's holding it in at this point. Okay, I'm gonna put that stuff away and head out to do the skimming. It is 45 minutes later. I did the best I could. I don't have arms long enough to get the leaves all the way down at the bottom of the pool. And also, my husband doesn't like me depositing the leaves like alongside the pool. He wants me to haul them over the fence to take them outside. That's just too much work for me, so it's good enough. So because I am now kind of hot and schwitzy, and I also don't have much time until I need to be back at my desk, I'm just gonna make a smoothie for lunch. So I've been using this protein powder from a company called Truvani, and I like it because it's organic, it's very simple ingredients. There's literally like 6 ingredients in this. It tastes great, and for a vegan protein, it does actually blend, which is great. I also add in fiber, and if I can get this out of the cupboard, I also add collagen. Oh, and frozen bananas. I've also been adding the Nutso nut butter to the top of my smoothies, just a big dollop on top. And it's cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts, all kinds of good seeds, sea salt. Very tasty, and I find it at Costco. It is just a couple of hours later now, and I'm so upset. This is why they need to come and cover the pool, because I spent a good 45 minutes out there and it's already full of leaves again. Anyway, I've just come down because I've hit that afternoon slump where it's like, it's too early for dinner, but it's too late for lunch. Smoothie is not the most filling thing ever, so I'm debating what item I can find to snack on, because we don't really have snacks. I have to leave in like 45 minutes to go get my nails done, which I feel like I do in every vlog, but it's one of the only things that's interesting that I do outside of the house other than go to the gym, because I still have on my pre-supply side nails, and as you can see, they are very grown out and in desperate need of attention. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I gotta figure that out. But I'm just like, ugh, it's cold. It's just one of those fall days where I really just want to put a movie on, curl up with a blanket, and be done. But that's not the case. This is one of those moments where healthy you went grocery shopping, and then hungry you is mad. And yes, we do have a bag of potato chips, but I may have already dug into those today, so that's not an option. I suppose I can show you, though, that so we're in the process of redoing a lot on the first floor of our house. We've done the painting, we're doing the bathroom, and what's next as far as actual construction-wise is the pantry is going to get merged with the closet behind it. So I just showed you this pantry, which is kind of between the living room and the kitchen. But if you come around this way, we have a closet that is kind of useless, to be honest. So we've just got it full of basically crap. And it's not really great for much of anything. So it came with that wine rack, which we will never in a million years fill. We've got stuff shoved up there, still like decorations and stuff from our wedding. All of the vases, just, you know, the stuff that doesn't really have a home anywhere else. So we're gonna bust through this wall with the pantry and then totally wall off this door. So this will just be wall. And that way when we go in to the pantry, we'll have a nice big walk-in spot to put all of our food. And just like that, we are dressed up, ready to head out to get my nails done. And the reason I'm dressed up is because the husband should be home in about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. And while I'm at the nail salon, if the mood strikes him, because he was just on the road, if the mood strikes him to go out to dinner, he will just text me to meet him somewhere in town. So in my mind, that says just get dressed up, just in case. Also, you can never be overdressed for getting your nails done, because then you feel good, and then you feel like you look good and more put together. So off we go. Oh, it looks so good. Hey, Siggy. We're home now and trying a new wine. I think I need a new camera. This one cannot focus. This is by Mercury, and it's a Chardonnay, but apparently, according to our gal at the wine store, it tastes more like a Sauvignon Blanc, so we shall see. We'll give that a try. I went right for the sip. I wasn't gonna smell it first. Oh, it smells okay.
It smells like Chardonnay.
It does smell like Chardonnay.
That's nice.
For a Chardonnay.
It's a little Chardonnay, but it's nice.
It's a little bit of a stretch to call it a Sauvignon Blanc. But
it's not, it's a Chardonnay.
Exactly. She called it.
She said it's like a Sauvignon.
Hi. Good luck.
I mean, honestly.
It is just about time to call it a night. But I'm just taking my evening supplements, and like I mentioned, I take the Nutrafol for women, and then I also take the hormone support. I did have a canister for the women's supplement, but my husband broke it by letting it fall out of the cupboard, and apparently it shattered all over the floor. We've been watching Below Deck every Tuesday night. That's kind of our thing, because that's when the new episode comes out. And the most recent charter was a guy, and he invited like 6 bachelorettes. If you watch Below Deck, you'll understand. But he invited like 6 bachelorettes onto his boat, and at the very end there were 2 left, and he basically said, "I can't decide." So the one dumped him, and then I think the one he left with didn't seem super happy about it. So I don't know. It's a very entertaining show. It's kind of the only, I wouldn't call it trash television, because it's okay, but my husband and I enjoy watching that every Tuesday. That's our thing. We have wine, we watch Below Deck, and we just enjoy seeing what kind of scandalous things happen. Anyway, it is about 9:45, so I'm gonna head upstairs, get ready, wash the face, brush the teeth, do all the things. And then my usual end of day routine is that I get in bed and I do my Duolingo, because I am learning Italian. And I say learning Italian, I've been at it for 2 years or so now. Duolingo's less than that. I started with books and all of the cultural workbooks and stories and things like that. So gotta do my Duolingo for the day, and then I will call it a night. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me for a day in the life. You're in my supplement cupboard, so I'm just rearranging above you. But I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. This is the most standard day in a life that you will see, because beyond going to get my nails done, which I do think she did a fabulous job with winter wine, it's called. This is pretty much how every day goes. When I am working from home, if I don't get a workout in, I go for a walk. I oftentimes over lunch get stuff done around the house, like laundry. It's really not that exciting. So if you work from home and it's not a period of time when you're traveling and going to visit customers and things like that, this is kind of it. Such exciting stuff, I know. Anyway, thank you for watching if you've made it this far. I do appreciate you being here. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.